What if I told you that right now you could be doing several things that make you an unattractive guy without even knowing it? The truth is that actions speak louder than words, so if your behavior isn't on point, then there is a good chance that the females are going to take notice, and not in a good way. So with that said, let's get right into it. Now the first thing that so many guys do that makes them unattractive has to do with money. And we've all been there before. You just got your paycheck, so you have like $800 in cash and you feel like you're on top of the world. And with so much cash in your wallet, you want to tell someone about it, right? So what happens is we usually end up trying to show it off to the ladies. And this is one thing that could be making you very unattractive without you even knowing it. Let me tell you a little secret about women. Something that most men don't know is that women are, on average, about 2 to 3 times better at reading subtle details than men are. And they have to be like this so that they're better able to care for children. So here's the thing. If your wallet is busting at the seams with cash, the girls are going to notice this little detail without you going out of your way to brag about it. Now there really are some girls out there who will actually find you more attractive if you brag about your money. But these are women that you probably don't want to spend time around anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Now the major difference between an attractive and unattractive man is subtle. And there is never any need to brag to women about anything, because believe me when I tell you that they will figure it out without you saying anything about it. Now the second thing that makes 99.9% of men unattractive is something that most men have no idea they're doing. And the reason why it is such a secret is because most guys don't understand psychology, so they have no idea how other people perceive them. The one thing that girls find extremely unattractive leaks out through the words that so many guys speak and the behaviors that they didn't even know they were doing. And this one thing is insecurity. But you're probably thinking to yourself, I'm a fairly confident guy, so there's no way that other people could possibly know about my insecurities. There is actually an old saying that people refer to when someone makes fun of you, and it states that when someone says something bad about you, it says more about them than it does about you. And this is really easy to understand. Basically, whenever you say something bad about another person, you are actually revealing something secret about yourself. Something that really insecure men do all the time without even knowing it is say bad things about other people. And if you do this, you are basically telling everyone around you that you're insecure about something within yourself. For example, imagine you have 2 guys at a party. One is very confident and one is very unconfident. Most likely, the unconfident guy will say bad things about the confident guy, and here's why. A super confident guy is like a human spotlight for guys who lack confidence. So whenever he's around these guys, it is like shining a spotlight on their greatest insecurities. And this doesn't just happen for confidence. If a man is insecure about his looks and notices another guy who has flawless looks, to him, he will feel like a huge spotlight is illuminating his own insecurities. And the same thing happens when a man is insecure about money and sees a guy who is driving an exotic sports car like a Lamborghini or something. So the second thing that 99.9% of men are unknowingly doing that makes them unattractive to not just girls but also other men is saying bad things about other people that reveal their insecurities. At one point in my life, I was really insecure about money and success, so when I would see other men achieving these things when I wasn't, it would make me feel awful inside. But the one thing that I never did was say bad things about these successful men to other people. In our heads, we think that saying bad things about other people will make them look small and make us look big. But in reality, all that it's doing is just making us look weak and insecure. So whenever you see other guys who have a level of confidence or wealth that is far beyond what you currently have, don't get mad and instead get inspired. And never ever say bad things about them. Now the third thing that many guys are doing right now without even knowing it that's making them unattractive is complaining. How many times have you been around that guy who is always complaining about something? Now we all have days where it seems like the universe is against us and we want to just complain about every little thing. Imagine a girl goes to the movies with Bob, and when they get there, Bob starts complaining about how the theater isn't showing the movie that he wants to see. Then he buys the tickets and he whines about how expensive they are. Then about how the popcorn is too stale and how the pizza was too dry. And when the movie is finished, he complains about that too. And by the time the day is finished, Bob has complained about so many different things that everyone around him feels completely overwhelmed. Here's another little secret that most guys don't know about women. Women at pretty much all times just want to have fun, and they are biologically wired to want fun, exciting experiences. And men are basically the same. But here's the thing. Energy is never lost, only transferred. So when a person is complaining constantly, this negative energy has to go somewhere. So it gets absorbed by everyone who is around the guy who is complaining. And most people, especially women, can't stand to be around negative energy. So if you're the guy who is always complaining about everything, you're going to be viewed as far less attractive than a man who is positive and not complaining all the time. Now, the fourth and final thing that so many men are unknowingly doing is something that makes 99.9% of men incredibly unattractive. And it is also something that you might be doing right now without even realizing it. One of the major things that sets attractive men apart is refinement. In other words, how refined are you in terms of style, how you talk, how you behave, and how you move? Attractive men have an entirely different way of moving and speaking than unattractive men. And as always, the differences are subtle yet extremely powerful. The attractive man understands that both women and other high-value men pay attention to the details, so he is always working hard to have these things in check. The definition of refined is the removal of unwanted elements or impurities. Therefore, a refined or attractive man is a guy who has processed himself and removed the unwanted elements. And these impurities are things like fidgeting, avoiding eye contact, or speaking too quickly. And being refined also applies to your clothes and style. Make sure that your teeth look good, your facial hair is well groomed, and your clothes fit well. Paying attention to the details and constantly working to refine yourself as a man is something that will make you an extremely attractive man. And not doing this is the fourth thing that many guys are unknowingly doing that is making them unattractive. And with that said, until next time, thanks for watching.